Why, hello, lovely people out there on the interwebs. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm having a good day. It's always a good day when I'm working on something. As you know, I absolutely love doing this stuff. Full disclosure on the last video, the reason I put all that on the video is because I was paying more attention to the conversation and the videoing than what I was actually doing. Please be assured, I did do it off camera. When we stopped filming, we redid the bearings on the bottom crank, made sure they're seating lovely and everything was okay. I will be using a breaking in oil as well. I will lift this back up and make sure all this is oiled in there and every single bearing along. So we'll make sure first crank up, it's going to have oil there. So we're going to do a bench crank up. I'm hoping to do that so we don't have to do it in the engine. I'm hoping to get the starter motor on the engine and hopefully we can do a bench test and see if we can get the oil pressure up before we even put it anywhere near the car. Because again, I don't know what this oil pump is like on the second engine. That could have been on its way out, I don't know. So until I get it on the car and see if it actually brings up pressure, I've got no idea, because there's no way of actually bench testing it on its own other than when it's actually on the engine. So that's what we're going to be doing. But I just thought I'd give you a quick heads up on the last video. So like I said, I did it all off camera. That wasn't really the wrong way of doing it, but it wasn't the right way of doing it. So please be assured, like I said, we took that off. We made sure all the bearings on every single one was okay and seated properly like they are on this one. So this is the bottom bit, as you can see here, they're all nicely seated. We made sure they're all nicely seated in. So that's ready to go back on. Like I said, I just wanted to give you a heads up on that last video and try and explain a little bit why we was doing it the way we was doing it. I was having a really good conversation with my son. So yeah, I wasn't paying much attention like I normally don't. Like I said, don't pay any attention to my videos. This is just pure entertainment. This isn't how to do. This is just me bringing you along for the ride. So let's on with the video. So this is the original engine that come out the end out of the car. So we're going to be using this block. We just want to get it back on the road so we can actually use the car. So all I've bought is what we need to get this running again, which is head gaskets, seals and head bolts. So believe it or not, that is a new water pump. I know it don't look new, but it is new. It's nice and stiff. So that's just been replaced. I know that for a fact. The only other thing I've got to get is a cam belt kit. That's the only other thing I ain't got. But some parts have come in. This is what I'm going to be using. That's bottom end gasket set. Me bearing caps for me pistons. Head bolts. And that big one, oh, let's turn you to the side. And that big one is your top gaskets. All these copper washers and things like that, they're for your like these points here. You got more over the engine, they're for water, oil. It's to make sure you get oil and water where these points are. So you need to undo these, and as you're turning over the engine, you plug certain ones up. So when you see one spurting with oil, you plug that one up and then you go to the next one. You see how this one's open here? See that one there? So we won't plug that up until we see oil coming out of it. So then you'll know 100%, oh, let's put it that way. So we know 100% that that's got oil to this point. So it probably feeds something up here on the engine, that port there. Obviously, this is upside down. So this is going to be at the bottom and this is the top. But like I said, you've got these sort of things everywhere all over the engine. You've got them on the head as well. So like I said, you've got one here. I think you've got some around here as well. I'm not too sure. Oh, we can take a seat all around here. Yes, we've got another one there. So you've got another one there. that might be, oh no, that's to stop the crank from moving. That's where you stick in your locking bolt. So you take that out and you stick your locking pin in there to stop the crank from moving. It'll lock it off. So that's that one. So we've only got a couple of oil pulls that we need to do, so which is good, which is cool. So that's the kit. Like I said, that's the kit so I'm going to be using. I'm not sponsored by these guys whatsoever. I think I've said that previous videos. By anything I use, it's just what's recommended or what's best at the time. So this is what I'm using. That's the part number if anyone wants to look it up. That's part number there. That's bottom end. That's top end. These are they're the shoes, bearings, caps, whatever you want to call them. That's them. These are everything's falling down now. And these are the head bolts. Yeah. So I found out as well, do you remember me saying in one of the videos we weren't too sure if the bottom end was stretch bolts? We knew the top end was stretch bolts because all heads are stretch bolts these days, I do believe. But again, don't quote me on that. I don't know everything. So I found out they're not stretch bolts at the bottom, so we can reuse all the bolts for the bottom end. It just requires silicone sealant, the instant gasket stuff around certain parts of the bottom engine to seal this up. So you need to do it certain parts. You see along here, do it on here, because this is probably oil or water channel. It looks like oil, so it's probably an oil channel. So if you do the instant gasket on this side of the engine instead of on this side of the engine, you're not going to fill up any of these holes with instant gasket. So obviously don't do along here. You don't want to do inside the engine at all. It's just they want you to put a little bead around to there, and then over here, around there, around there, around there, around there, and then to the end there. Because at one end you got this big seal, oil seal, and at the other end you got the same thing. So you got the oil pump. So one end you've got that, and the other end you've got the oil pump. So it will all be nicely sealed. But if you do the instant gasket on this instead of that, it makes it a bit more easier. I suppose you could probably do it on this, but I would have thought it'd have been a bit easier on that because it actually gives you the path to follow. You see what I'm saying? This is I suppose this does as well. Like I said, don't listen to me. My word's not gospel. I do things wrong. Have you seen in previous videos? I'm only human. I'd like to mention as well, I don't think I have on previous videos, a little bit of confession. I've been self-taught in everything I've done. I'm not, that's why I say I'm not professional in anything. I'm not. Everything I do is me getting off my butt and deciding I want to do that. So I've taught myself how to rebuild engines, how to rebuild cars, how to paint, how to wax, you name it. I've done it. God, the books I could list out, it'd be an absolute collection. Trust you, mate. You could get bored by the list I could give you. Very, very talented. I can be shown, I'm one of these people who can be shown something once and pick it up, not a problem. I was very good at stuff like that when I was younger. Always inquisitive, wanted to take things apart. That sort of boy, you know, typical boy. So yeah, everything I've learned through the years, it's all been self-taught. I haven't gone to school for none of it. I dropped out of school at a very young age because when I was with my wife, she said I got a form of dyslexia. I can read and write, but when I write, I can write things back to front or jumbled up, but they look the same to me. So I don't know what form of dyslexia that is, but yeah, I'm sure everyone's got their woes and ways. I'm not on here to give you my woes and ways. I'm on here to give you some action with a nice Focus ST225 engine. So that's enough about me. I will go and get my son so we can get on this and get this going. So next time, hopefully you see the next clip, it would be me and my son putting this lovely bad boy together. So we'll see you soon. Sensor, war wound. It was that stuff. This is the way we clean our block, clean our block, clean our block. This is the way we clean our block early in the morning. And yes, you lovely people, I will be blowing this out with compressed air, because you'll get all particles off of this going where you don't want it. And we're just cleaning the surface where the instant gasket will go, so we're not cleaning anything else. You know, I don't think this takes instant gasket.
No, it does either.
Because I haven't seen any remnants of instant gasket on this. I think this is just metal on metal. So because the bottom end gasket kit hasn't got a gasket for this, I think you literally just put metal on metal. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stick any instant gasket on this. We're just going to clean it up, get it as clean as possible. Obviously clean that up and then marry that to that. So we'll just carry on cleaning for now. Just get the worst off of it. Should be alright, mate. How's your side? Spiffing?
It's much better than it was before.
Yeah, there you go then.
The step hasn't changed over here, so that's fine. Just this bit here. You can tell where it was leaking out though.
Yeah. You get a little bit of oil on your rag, like that, so any particles of the metal will stick to this, basically. It's a little trick I learned. But I'll still be blowing it out with compressed air, don't worry. Yeah, I got a new one, Ash, don't worry.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got a brand new one. Right, I'll bring you lovely people straight back. Right, nice new oobity flip. So, noise alert. it so I start getting these holes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Next. This one. Alright, that one. That one there. Next. Put one here. Next. 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 Is there one at the back?
You didn't do that one.
This one. Coming up.
I've done that.
Yeah, I've done that one. Is there one on the back here? I don't think there is.
I don't know.
Keep turning. No,
No.
there isn't one on the back there. Right, that's that done. Right, mate. Right, okay, we're gonna now do this bottom bit. Just give that a nice clean up. So let's get cracking on that, young man. There we go. Again, just get the worst of it off, Ash. Tissues over there, mate. Yeah, can you just give it a wipe? Yeah, you alright, Ash? Cheers, mate. This ain't too bad, mate. Just get the worst of it off, like I said. Yeah, it's not too bad, mate. Give that a wipe. I've done mine. Let's do the end. Nice a lot. Ready? Right, let's marry them up, young man. Just turn these lovely people around. It's going just that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot how light this one is.
Yeah, I know, but it's still nice to have 4 hands, Ash. That's it. That's it, mate. We need a big toolbox, Ash. Do you want to go and grab that? It's in the side of the van. Sorry, mate. Just while I set these lovely people back up. Right, I've been straight back. Right, main bolts first.
Where are they?
They're in that bucket, mate. we've only got them bolts in there, haven't we? Or have we got stretch bolts in there as well?
I don't know.
It looks like you got stretch bolts in there as well. It was these, wasn't it? No.
No, those are the ones that go on the edge.
So these look like stretch bolts as well. Maybe you have got to have 2 sets of stretch bolts. Right, okay, lovely Peter, I'm going to have to stop because I've got all the schematics on my phone, so I'll bring you straight back. Right, okay, you lovely people, I found out what it is. It's £62 first of all in sequence. Obviously you work your way out like a spiral. So it's 62 LB, I think that's pounds, I'm not too sure. Again, don't quote me on that. What do I know? Anyway, so it's £62 and it's £142, isn't it, Ash, afterwards? So you do £62 first, all the way around, and then do the 142 on these main bearing cap bolts. Do these first before you do the other ones that are slightly inside the bottom head here. So you do these main ones first, and then you do the little ones after. So that's what we're going to do. Crack on, young man. What size is it? 14. You're done, mate. Okay, let's pass him down, mate. Pass him down, sir. You need it, don't you? Oh, no, okay. Let's pass it down 62 pounds. Try not to use the handle because it moves very easily. Alright. Right. I'm just going to pay attention to you lovely people, so I'll watch what he does. Keep going to you at 62, mate. Do the other one inside it. Snap them all down, Ash, in sequence, and then come back on, mate. Right, I'm going to grab the other one, just in case, mate, alright? Right, £62. What's that? Yeah, LB's pounds. So £62 is 62 newton meters. So pounds and newton meters are the same, Ash. They are. Yeah, exactly the same. Newton meters and pounds are the same. 5 newton meters is 5 foot pounds. 10 newton, that's what I'm reading. It's right there. Now this is foot pounds. Do this one. This is actual foot pounds. Because this one goes on you. Here you go. Ash. Right. Do you believe in hand black and white? Yeah. You found it to me, it's fine. Snap them all down. Yeah, I've got that to do that. Right, just do them as well then, and then start the middle again. Excuse me, lovely people. Have my coffee, please. Hell no, it's cold. Blah. Blah. I got coffee. I don't drink cold coffee. It's disgusting, nice coffee. It's disgusting. Ash, yeah, just before you carry on, get that bolt in there. Yeah. Just get that bolt in first. That's 16, I think, or 18, that one. Just get that third one in. Don't worry about the fourth one, just get that one in. So I'm going to bring you lovely people a bit closer. He's just putting an extra bolt on the engine, just a bit more stable, because we're only on the bottom, so as you know, you've got to crack this off, and two of the bolts that hold it are on this section. Yeah, it's making a lot better, Ash. Go on, keep going all the way, mate. Just sagging a bit, mate. She was sagging. So, mate, carry on talking, mate. Don't worry about that, that's fine. Yeah, start that number one, that's fine. Go on, quick clicks. Use the handle, Ash. Sorry, it's on the move. It's not more than oh, stop. Right, we're back, you lovely people. Full disclosure, we was getting the wrong torque settings for the wrong things. These, what they call the through bolts for the bearings, crankshaft. We got that. It's £42, isn't it, Ash? Yeah. So it's £42 torque. So he's just going to do them. He's done a few off camera because we just wanted to make sure it was right. So you carry on what you're doing, young man, and I'll talk him through it. So he's just doing them to, you hear that click? He's just doing them to £42. Then it asks you to go down to £18 just to make sure they're all snug. And then it wants you to do a 90 degrees turn. So once we've done all that, we'll make sure the crankshaft will turn after all this going down. So enjoy.
Hopefully it does.
No. Have you done them ones?
No. I mean, yes, I did.
Yeah, okay. See, that's me not paying attention. Right, £18, Ash. And I'll make sure this still goes around. Oh, it's not solid again. I don't know what's going on there. Right, you lovely people out there. This is just to do an end to the video clips that you've just watched. So the reason we haven't got that engine anymore is because the crankshaft would not torque down on the original block. The original block had an oil problem. They said it was starved of oil. So we thought it'd be okay, but it wasn't. So it must have been bent like that or bent like that. Anyway, every time you locked it down, we couldn't turn the crank. So it's basically junk. I don't know if you can fix that. I am going to see a man about a horse about it, and see if he can sort it out. But as I know, when anything's warped, I think you've got no chance of getting it back to where you want it to get back to. But on the plus side, this one is back together and it turns nice and easy. As you can see, I'm turning that by hand. So the only thing wrong with this block is, I'll show you, I'll get this off, I can quickly show you what's going on with this. Whoops, totally forgot that was on there. That's alright. Right. So this is the second engine that we got given. So as you can see, just it's got a hole in the block. So I don't know if this can be fixed. So I will be showing James this. Hopefully James, the engine wizard, will be able to sort this out. If not, we're buying a new engine basically, so both engines will be junk. So like I said, this was the second block that was living down there that we stripped for parts. Unfortunately, the parts that we stripped for that wouldn't fit the original block that come out of the car because it's warped. So yeah, hence this video. So the next videos, hopefully, fingers crossed, this engine will just get rebuilt and put back in the car. Fingers crossed. So touch wood and all that good stuff. So like I always say, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Thumbs up, leave your comments. I do like to read them. So yeah, have a great day, look after yourselves and take care.